being worked with nothing but a file. Okay. Alright, there's that. I'm going to close it. And again, it looks really cool like it is. I think that if I blew this and I polish this, that'll look really cool. And the spring's in fine shape. It's a pretty heavy duty spring on the back side here. So that's looking pretty cool. It opens pretty easily too. I don't know that I want to put anything up in behind it. It just looks cool. Okay, here's the back plate for the lock. And I don't know if that gives you an idea about how old the gun is, but that's the shape of it. And apparently this is special to each kind of a lock. Back's not really, doesn't have a lot of character. It's sort of bent, but it's bent with the curvature of the stock. This edge right here looks to have been worked with a file. And it's also not smooth, like it's been worked with a file up and down this way. Now, this edge has been beat with a hammer too. That's pretty cool. Okay, here we go. Let's just grab up the hammer. Coming down the mountain. There's a couple of observations to be made about this hammer. It's got a nipple on the inside of it. Let me see if I can't point that out. It's got a little nipple on the inside of it there. I would assume that's for making contact with the percussion cap. And there's some marks in here from where it's been hitting. I'm not sure what on earth happened to this right here, but it's certainly broken. The thumb mount too has virtually no checking on it, so it's really slippery. I think I can fix that, but I don't know that I want to. I may just pick it up, set it to the side, and get a new one so that I can shoot the gun, but just keep this to the side. That's the hammer. It's in pretty fair shape. It shows on the back where it's been worked with a file. These other marks here, I assume, were someone's effort to draw the metal up close to the shaft going through to the lock itself. But that's the hammer. And that's without me putting any kind of brush to it. You know, no wire brush, no wheel, no bead blasting or anything. So, okay. All right, let me put this back together right quick. No, it's backwards. Let's not take it and put it in there backwards. I ain't no red. There we go. Now, this goes in from this side, as I recall. Alright, yep, maybe not. Maybe that's why it fell out, too. Oh yeah, there we go. Better. Much better. Okay, so, I haven't taken this apart. This is the hair trigger, set trigger mechanism that sits in the bottom of the gun. It's real pretty. It's very delicate. When I say pretty and delicate, that's the only words I can come up with. I haven't tried the rear screw mechanism yet, but the adjustable part of this screw that adjusts the tension on the set trigger works just fine. So how this goes, maybe I should do it. I can see either way. All right, how this works is you set the trigger here, and it locks here, and this is your hair trigger. And then when you're ready to shoot, like this, okay? So that's how that works. Everything is in really fine shape, sort of rusty and groovy looking. There's some, let's see, here we go. I've got some finer tools that'll get up in between here, but I also think that a lot of the garbage that's in here, I need to get out at some point. But that is really the measurement between there. You can see the daylight right there. It's really, the measurement in there is maybe a 32nd of an inch, not much more. And so I just got to get the dirt out of there so that this spring works properly. This screw here that holds this spring appears to have been peened on the back, and peened down. So I don't know that I can realistically expect this to turn out so that I can get up underneath there without taking a sander or something to the bottom, or a file to the bottom of this. So that's sort of secondary. As good of a condition as it's in and as well as it works, I don't know that I want to touch this here, at least not now. But everything on the set trigger, hair trigger mechanism works just fine. Okay. Alright, so let's talk about two things here. This is the lock plate and the spring for the lock plate. It all goes in right here. You spring it and set it in there, and then it holds the hammer back. And so let's talk about the spring first. I have cleaned this spring up just because it looked really good. And in order to get it out, I had to unspring it. And when I grabbed it with a pair of pliers and unsprung it, it worked really well. And so there's some interesting things about this. At least I think they're interesting anyway. It appears to be a piece of bar stock that was folded and is shaped, because it's got pock marks all over it where it was heated. And this is not rust. This is stuff where the metal was heated and the carbon oxidized on the outside of it. You got rust here, but anyway, the spring's in great shape. Doesn't have a whole lot of garbage in it, and I find myself lucky that this is not cracked or broken. It's really very strong. Anyway, the hope is that the gun continues to be in such good condition all the way through. Another one of the fun things about this aspect of the spring is you can see it here where it's been worked with a file out through there. The other thing that concerns me, but I'm not really quite sure how much it concerns me, is my son Will thinks that this is broken. This little corner here is broken off. It's almost too smooth in there to have been broken off, but I just don't know. The whole lock mechanism works so well with this spring just like it is, that and this is the part, this little edge right here is the part that keeps it sprung, so it fits up underneath a tab. It fits up underneath a tab, and so this is what keeps it sprung. This corner would have no function, but I don't know if it wasn't just in there, squared off to look pretty. I just don't know. Alright, here's some other ancillary parts. This is the I'm not really quite sure what to make of this little strip. It looks like it's mostly brass, It's also not square. You can see